Hi, breathers. This is Tracy.
And Lauren.
And this is
The Air We Breathe.
We have a special surprise for you.
Boom, bow.
We have a secret weapon now.
Pew, pew.
It is our producer, Bud.
What's up, Bud?
You can say hi, Bud.
Hello, girls.
I loved everything about that.
Well, Bud is just going to be like our, oh my God, I was going to say fairy godmother, but I'm like, is that?
I mean, that tracks.
Is it okay? Is it okay? It's allowed. Okay.
It's allowed.
Our fairy godfather.
We're allies.
Our fairy godfather. Let's not misgender you. Fairy godfather. The god person.
There you go.
Our fairy god. I don't know. You know what?
Your god dog.
Oh,
Bud the god dog.
oh,
Because he's
yes.
Okay.
I smell. No, I can't go there. Can't do it.
You can say whatever you want.
In my head, it's hilarious when it comes out and meets the ethers.
Well, because only half of it comes out.
Oh, wow.
For those of you playing along at home,
Oh
Lauren.
my God,
Lauren
that was-
almost choked.
I almost spit my fucking 5-shot shaken espresso cold brew all over my.
On this podcast, we try not to choke, Lauren.
Oh shit. Well, sometimes good girls choke.
Or they just fake it because the idiot likes it.
Oh, we always want to make the. It's so big.
Listen, whatever gets me out of there.
Oh my God, the frailty of men. Oh my God, so bad. Oh my God, really? Oh, we're out. Okay, my Uber's here. Bye.
Okay, let's talk some shit. So Lauren and Bud, as you're a longtime listener, first time caller, you may remember our OG episode. We talked about men as providers or projects.
Yes, I
or real
remember.
people.
Good shit.
And we kept saying we needed to do a girl version.
Definitely.
Today's the day.
Oh,
It's happening.
snap.
I think feminism gave the impression that we had like all these choices and we could be anybody, but like really they just had to like tweak what they called it so that it could still be for the male gaze. But
So it's a little bit more palatable.
Basically, we're going to talk about some newer categories, but they're pulled from older categories.
Okay.
So I want to see if this hits because we have to. That's how we have to start. We have to really just decide what kind of bitches we are.
We're 100% that bit so far.
Right. We all know the damsel in distress.
Yes.
How would you describe the damsel in distress? Like if I'm that bitch in relationships, what does that look like?
Constantly looking for a problem solver, a supporter, somebody who pays for things, somebody who can help me on baby.
I'm going to say that the modern version of that is a gold digger.
Ooh.
Right? Because it wasn't socially acceptable anymore to just not be able to do it yourself. The whole idea of like damsel in distress and then gold digger, it sort of gives me the feeling of society knows something about you you don't even see in yourself, right? Like damsel in distress is like, I just need help. Like I just need somebody to step in.
Yes.
And gold digger, it's the same thing of like, we all see what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
How you're perceived from everybody else.
Yeah. I think it was like more socially acceptable because it's like, well, look, it's at least like I have a job kind of.
Kind of.
You know what I mean? Like I'm hustling. Back in the day,
Yes.
when like, which I say back in the day was like 1970 something, when women couldn't get their own fucking credit cards without a husband. Damsel in distress worked, right? Like, no, help me.
I think that worked. That was what every woman in society felt that they had to be successful to find a husband.
That's what worked means.
Yeah. Fair.
Agreed. Thank you for defining it.
No problem.
And gold digger became like entrepreneurial damsel in distress. That's
like
how
a
I view it.
career,
Career
like a
damsel
side
in
hustle.
distress. Like I'm not just helpless.
Gold.
I feel like damsel in distress wasn't in on the joke at all, and now gold digger is like wink wink. I'm kind of in on the joke. Like I'm more empowered. Like
There's more of an agenda.
I'm choosing to be in this loveless marriage with this old dude. Yeah. It's not that I just like help. Yeah, like everybody can be in on the joke. I'm not trying to, because the gold diggers generally it would not be something you would admit to.
No, it's very much
It's like an undercover.
Undercover, yeah.
So that's when we're talking gold digger. That's because also damsel in distress is the same thing. Like you wouldn't want to, even as a homemaker in like the 50s, you wouldn't want to be seen as incompetent. You just can't open a jar. And if you did open the jar, you would close it back up when he came in and be like, I can't open this.
Anything to make the man of the house feel like he was doing something.
Yeah.
That was important.
It's the same part of our brains that makes women want to fake orgasms. Not all women. Yeah. Hashtag not all women.
Fuck off.
Who's got 2 thumbs and doesn't give a fuck if they feel bad about it? This guy. It just makes them try harder. Do you know what? When you don't,
I've definitely fake one.
Then it becomes. I'm sure you have. It makes it elusive. It's like, nah, sorry, better luck next time.
I feel like I'm doing more of that now like I've never gotten to the point of vulnerability or comfort, I should say, with a man where like you're not going to have an orgasm. So instead of faking it, you just put your thumbs down and say boo. That to me is like the ultimate boss of not faking an orgasm.
Yeah, but no, I don't agree with that. I'm going to here to tell you. That's like, because here's the difference between you and I. I don't really envision myself having sex with someone I want to be out and out mean to.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
It hits, man.
Because you know that I would say to, like, if somebody, you know what I've taught my children to do if somebody bullies them, instead of trying to like hit back, like, oh yeah, like you should, I just look them up and down and go, no, and walk away, or ew, and walk away. I'm like, we don't have time. Absolutely not. Because my daughter will be like, here's what you say. My sister is, I'm like, it's already too long. No. Yeah. Hard pass. That's what you say. And you walk away.
Nice.
So I want to be my soft feminine side and just, watch him squirm and work for it. But I'm not going to berate him for it. Let his brain do that for himself. Just be elusive. I'm a mysterious lover. She moves him. So we used to have a tomboy. Do you know what a tomboy is?
Yes. Just one of the guys, but it's a chick that climbs trees, dirty, bloody knees to be one of the guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wants to be one of the guys.
Yes.
I picture nobody from West Side Story. I don't care if you don't know, because I know. And Bud knows.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Nobody's the only girl in the gang.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she was the only girl they let in the gang. And they didn't really let her in the gang. Like, she wasn't in the gang. They would but they didn't, if they didn't want her to hang around anymore, she wouldn't have been allowed to hang around.
Correct.
Anymore. But they couldn't act like they liked her.
Do you know, I feel like a horrible, I had no recollection of her character at all in the movie until you just brought it up.
The name of her character is literally Nobody.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I feel like I'm a terrible person because I forgot about this.
Yes.
I think that's not the barometer. I think we are not living in a world where that even is a blip on the terrible radar. I think you can give yourself a fucking pass for that one. You know who's mad at you about that? Nobody. And she's probably dead.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I don't even feel bad about saying that. Rip. Okay. So the tomboy was not really getting the men, right? It was very liberating, I'm sure, back in the day. You know what? It was probably code for lesbian now that I was just saying that.
I was like, that sounds very much like.
Okay, so then the straight girls, I think, saw that happening. All they saw was like, she's with the boys, full stop.
Yep.
Like, she has zero interest in them. You didn't clock that. What that is morphed into is the cool girl. I'm doing that with air quotes. So have you ever read or seen Gone Girl?
Yes.
So she has this whole monologue about being the cool girl.
I've seen Gone Girl, but I
didn't remember it either. I looked it up. We can't play like 15 minutes of footage or like entire songs. What we can do is have Bud, the magic drag queen, do dramatic reinterpretations and reenactments. So we would like to reference now the Rosamund Pike monologue from Gone Girl about being the cool girl. And it's presented to you by producer Bud.
Being the cool girl means I am hot, brilliant, funny, a woman who adores football, poker, dirty jokes, and burping, who plays video games, drinks cheap beer, loves threesomes and anal sex, jams hot dogs and hamburgers into her mouth like she's hosting the world's biggest culinary gangbang while somehow maintaining a size 2. Because cool girls are above all hot and understanding. Cool girls never get angry. They only smile in a chagrined, loving manner and let their men do whatever they want. Go ahead, shit on me. I don't mind. I'm the cool girl. Men actually think this girl exists. Maybe they're fooled because so many women are willing to pretend to be this girl. For a long time, cool girl offended me. I used to see men, friends, coworkers, strangers, giddy over these awful pretender women, and I'd want to sit these men down and calmly say, "You are not dating a woman. You are dating a woman who has watched too many movies written by socially awkward men who'd like to believe that this kind of woman exists and might kiss them." I'd want to grab the poor guy by his lapels or messenger bag and say, "The bitch doesn't really love chili dogs that much. No one loves chili dogs that much." And the cool girls are even more pathetic. They're not even pretending to be the woman they want to be. They're pretending to be the woman a man wants them to be. There are variations to the window dressing, but believe me, he wants cool girl, who is basically the girl who likes every fucking thing he likes and doesn't ever complain. How do you know you're not cool girl? Because he says things like, "I like strong women." If he says that to you, he will at some point fuck someone else. Because I like strong women is code for I hate strong women.
And scene.
And scene, bitch.
Reach out on our socials if you need the information for Oscar nominations or SAG cards. Also, I would fuck with an audiobook you reread. I think you'd be good at reading audiobooks. Just for, I'm not offering. I don't have one for you to read. I'm just saying.
Don't bring it up.
It's aspirational.
These are goals.
Bitch.
Write a novel.
You are not being a cool girl right now.
So,
wow. Seconds on this mic and we've got a diva. I can't
dip in
even.
to pick me just a little.
Oh my God. So I think the idea is that the tomboys were hanging with the dudes and the other girls were like, wait a minute, how is she doing that? And so they tried it, but they were like, wait, he doesn't want to fuck me. What is happening? Oh, I don't get to actually be this way. I have to just pretend to be this way.
Correct.
And thus the cool girl was born.
Yes.
That is weirdly also when bulimia was invented.
Oh, lovely.
That was a joke. You literally thought I researched bulimia and was dropping
For a
it.
second, I was like, oh, for real? Damn.
Damn.
How do you find a timeline for that shit? What are the metrics? Like, what Wikipedia did you look up that shit?
So I think that is the cool girl. Like, how do I get in with the guys and then quietly make them fall in love with me? And it boils down to I'm going to be not problematic at all and have none of my own opinion.
I have to assimilate perfectly with the likings of all these men.
We have a gold digger and the cool girl.
Yes.
All right. Let's go classic now.
Okay. I like classic.
The perfect self-sacrificing mother, the June Cleaver caretaker.
Yes. The mom, has everything under control, the martini glass and the dinner's on the table, the pearls, the kept hair, everything is perfect, but everyone is taken care of and fed and tucked away in their beds at night.
Right. And has no actual personality.
Correct. There's lines in the carpeting, fresh lines, but vacant is the.
Yeah, she's probably also doing lines in the bathroom to achieve.
Yes, with fucking peach schnapps.
I feel like it's a brandy situation.
Maybe brandy.
I guess it depends on the tax bracket. When sisters started doing it for themselves, we couldn't have this anymore. Like,
Correct.
That's embarrassing.
Yes. Why would you do that?
That's the thing. Okay. I think the caretaker now has had to turn into, because of awful feminism, the trad wife.
Yes.
Social media has been booming with this.
You're glorifying it.
You're not a big fan. Tell me what a trad wife is.
It's like 2025 June Cleaver, man. I have my chicken. I make my own bread. I iron all my children's clothes. I have bento boxes for my children and they have star-shaped apple cut slices.
I think there's the extra thing for the trad wife is that it's also like feminism is a scam.
1,000%. Yeah.
And they're the ones that are like, oh, you think I'm oppressed? You're oppressed because you're going to work right now and I'm cutting star fruit for my babies.
Or my favorite is, you're still in your masculine energy. I feel comfortable enough to be submissive and supportive of my man because he's the provider and I'm comfortable in my feminine.
Yes. We used to just care if men liked us, and now we care if women and men like us. And so now we're trying to figure out which version should I be so that I'm palatable
to
everyone. But if push comes to fucking shove, it's not going to be for a woman.
Nope.
Except for the tomboys who are just out there quietly fucking and nobody's bothering them. God bless.
Yes.
Go ahead, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Do it. She was a dope bitch.
She was a dope bitch. So what I want to do now is see if we can place some of our favorite pop culture moments and people into some of these categories and see.
Love it.
So I'm gonna give you what I think is a softball. Carol Brady of the Brady Bunch. Here's a story of a lovely lady.
Damn, you always give me this hard one.
I thought it was a
think
softball.
about. It's not a softball. I think she's a trad wife. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But I also think that she had the ability to give her husband shit when she needed to in a soft way, I guess. But she had that house on lock. I feel like she was the CEO of a blended family, and she had her side cohort was Alice, and Alice did a lot of the hard work of that house.
Correct.
But I think that, like, the husband was just, I just make the money and I'll give the dad talks when I need to, but they really don't need to. He's just there.
Now that you're saying it, I do feel like actually she was more fully, like she was like had an edge.
Yeah, I feel like she definitely.
Carol.
She was kind of that's why I feel like if trad wives were more like Carol Brady, we wouldn't have a problem. Like,
Oh, shit.
she didn't take it as I'm submitting to my husband. She took it more as you can go to work and make that money and be that big guy in business. But when you come into this house, this is my
No,
business.
but she did wear pants.
A lot.
And had the OG mullet, too.
Yes.
No, but that is true. Like, she didn't pretend there was no Alice. You know, it wasn't
No.
like one of those things where she was like the help in the corner.
Oh,
she
no,
was
she's
like
part of the family.
yeah, this is Alice. And she was very like, she would take him to task.
Yes.
They would like talk. And then they would show that, you know what else? They were in the same bed. Which that was probably a big deal back
Well, that
then.
was in the 60s when we started moving those beds together, right? In the late
Mhm.
60s, early 70s.
Carol is a liberated woman, Google.
We love that.
A sculptor.
Oh my God. I want to be Carol Brady.
What did I tell you? I was like, I don't feel that's a hard one because she was definitely a better version of what we see as a trad wife.
Thank
That's
God
why
I
she had
watched
her-
the Brady Bunch. This is
Right?
why I'm like this. This is what my husband can be like, wait, why are you like this? Carol Brady.
Carol Brady.
You know who likes strong women? Mike Brady.
I love that you said Mike Brady because I really didn't remember what his name was.
Oh my God. I was
I
deep.
kept saying Brad to myself. I'm like, no, was that one of the kids?
Michael Brady,
Michael Brady.
who I believe the actor in real life didn't like any women.
Yes.
Mhm.
It was a little bit of the sweeter side.
He's a friend of Dorothy.
It's okay.
It's great.
In the club, we're all fam. I had to. Sorry.
No, I prefer it.
In the Brady, we all bunch.
Okay, Anna Nicole Smith.
That gold digger. Sorry. I'm sorry I said the quiet part out loud. This heifer married a man on oxygen in a wheelchair and said, I love this man. I love him so much. And then he kicked the bucket and she took all his money. I'm sorry.
But she was a tragic figure.
I get that she was a victim of her upbringing and her environment,
So
but that doesn't take your morals away from you.
Okay, here's a question.
Give it to me.
Was she a gold digger or a sugar baby?
Ooh, sugar baby.
But what is the difference in actuality between a gold digger and a sugar baby? Like, is the
Gold diggers is vindictive, right? I'm going to be under the radar and I'm going to find me an old man and make him think I love him just to get money. Whereas like a sugar baby is, I'm baby, help me, buy me these shoes. And men actually look for women like that.
So a gold digger is like insidious. It's like
Correct.
sneaking it
Correct.
in.
Sugar baby is transparent.
Sugar baby is like next level. Like I've figured out.
Expert level damsel.
Yeah.
I've monetized my
Yeah.
damsel in distress.
Honestly, like sugar baby gives me dimension.
That's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
God bless, because you have figured out how this patriarchy works, and you're like, I'm gonna play the game.
Yeah.
Listen. So are you still talking shit?
I think morally on the same ground. I mean, I could say that it's veiled under a level of
Wait, but
jealousy right now because I wish I had that situation.
So then with Anna Nicole, like what if did he know? Like was she fooling this guy? Bud, take it to the streets. Was Anna Nicole fooling this man, or did they both know what they were getting into? And was it the media's the way that they portrayed her?
I think it was a little bit of both. I think that the man in question's family did not appreciate Anna Nicole. Give off the persona of I'm a dumb blonde.
But yeah, on
and
purpose.
I'm baby.
Yeah.
Yes, on purpose.
You like my body. You
My
want-
body. Is that a trim
want-
spa commercial?
Want some money? Trim spa, baby. In all fairness, I am actually doing Adore Delano doing Anna Nicole Smith because that is the quintessential.
You have so much range.
Thank you. Okay, so according to producer Bud, as I suspected, Anna Nicole was not stupid. Also, he came to her strip club, put his dick in the tip cup, allegedly, and then
Just a tip, just for fun.
if you don't move it, it's not sex. Wait, that's real. That's called like pooling or something. Plunging.
I'm learning
It's
so
a
much.
Mormon thing. It's a Mormon wives thing.
I'm learning so much on this podcast.
But he pursued her. Again, all this is from producer, but I didn't know any of this, but I do now because of the magic of podcasting. And he went after her, and she finally said okay, and then she figured out he was rich. So she wasn't gold digging. She was fucking putting lipstick on a pig.
Okay. So she's definitely falling into the sugar baby vibe.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, he asked for it. He asked for it.
He wanted. There was transparency.
You should have seen what he was wearing.
Shit.
A skin suit.
Oh,
Just hanging off of him.
with them wheels, baby.
Hot Wheels. He rolled up to the strip club.
Riding dirty. Probably needed a diaper change.
Had someone put his dick in the tip cup.
Just a tip, just for fun.
Didn't feel it, but knew it was there.
Oh man, the oxygen tank though.
Damn. Okay. Ready for another one? You've gotten me fucked up every single time. I think this is another easy one, but I don't know what's going to come out of your mouth.
Brain worms.
You have me yelling at you, but Actually, I'm not surprised that I'm defending Anna Nicole Smith. That was always in me. But my new love for Carol Brady is a revelation in front of the world of the 53 people that listen to this podcast. We love you guys. Cameron Diaz and There's Something About Mary. Do you remember that movie? Jizz Hair.
I love that movie.
You were a big Cameron Diaz fan because that's one of your celebrity lookalikes.
Yeah, somebody told me that. I don't actually believe it, but somebody did say I look kind of like Cameron Diaz.
I see it.
Yeah.
it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that for me.
In the face.
A little bit in the eyes and the jaw.
You and your jaw. Great. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know. I feel like, oh God. I'm just going through the movie in my head. I feel like she wasn't really a damsel.
Okay.
She wasn't really, she was kind of like the cool girl.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I think she was like the cool girl, but I don't think it was, I think it was effortless for her.
You're supposed to look that way.
I know.
That's what we all thought. It's
Yeah.
effortless.
Like when she put that jizz in her hair and it was like gel, I was like,
yeah, but she put
savagery.
that jizz in her hair because she was trying to like keep him from feeling uncomfortable about whatever the thing was.
Oh, no, it's on your ear. Oh, that's hair gel.
Wasn't he like, yeah, he was like lying and saying it was hair gel. And so she was like, oh, okay, I'll just take some. Like, okay, I get that, like, oh, maybe she really thought it was hair gel. Sure, sort of. But like, right. I also thought that guy needed a fucking Tylenol allergy when he had a nosebleed at the party.
Fair.
Because I like didn't think too fucking hard into it because that would hurt his feelings.
Shit.
Well, yeah. Like you're not supposed to scrutinize. She was just a go with the flow kind of girl.
Yeah, she was like, no worries, no fuss, no muss. Gel? I need gel, thanks. Yep. Or
LA Looks.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you something. LA Looks like that's the cool girl because she was probably having nervous shits that entire interaction. I mean, to be able to like me, yeah, I think that the cool girl is made the fuck up.
No, and yes, but could she also just be like vapidly walking through life and being kind of like a la la la, and everybody's like, oh my God, she's so cool.
So it is more comfortable for her to be personalityless and confused than it is for her to just be feigning something for a man.
Damn.
That feels safer to you? Mm-hmm. Sure, she's just dumb. So we're going to villainize her.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Is it because she's good looking?
Yes. I feel like because she was walking through life with that pretty privilege, everybody just treated her like she was the cool girl.
So when we were talking about jizz hair,
yes,
that would have played very if that was an unattractive woman with jizz in her hair.
1,000%.
I think the cool girl only works if you're also hot. Because who wants like if you are like not significantly smaller than the man, they don't want you to try to tackle them in football.
No. But if you're hot, you can.
Is the difference between a tomboy and a cool girl just being good looking? To the men, the way that it's perceived, like being perceived as a tomboy.
From the male gaze.
Male gaze.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that's a very good point. I feel like you have to be a little homely around the edges and some bloody kneecaps to be a tomboy. You can't be sexually visually available for men to be a tomboy. But to be a pretty girl and a tomboy, you're a cool girl.
It's if the guys define you as just one of the guys, you're a tomboy. If you tell everybody you're the kind of girl that's just one of the guys, you're a cool girl. Because a tomboy is just, this is how I am and this is what society is what box it's going to put me in. Cool girl is like, I aspire to that level of access, but I don't want to be I still can't be any trouble. Tomboys are fine with being trouble.
But I know when to be quiet.
Like a tomboy's gonna punch you. Tomboy is Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird, and a cool girl is Cameron Diaz with jizz in her hair. Scout would never. She'd punch somebody. No.
What's that shit in your hair, dude?
Yeah.
Or what's that on your ear, bro? That looks like jizz. Did you fucking whack off before you came over here? Yes, that is a fucking tomboy. Where it's like a cool girl is like, oh my God, that must be gel in your ear and it looks kind of milky and sticky.
So to me, what we're getting at is tomboys are their authentic. I'm just being my authentic self and I found a way to fit in.
Yes.
And cool girls are, I'm being performative.
%.
And I think that's the difference completely in anything, right? Is like, are you being performative? Is it for the male gaze?
Yes.
Or is it to be able to like fly under the radar of the male gaze and just vibe?
Right. If you can assimilate or sexualize.
Right. Yeah.
Would you say confidence is the underlying of that? Like if you're a cool girl, you're really just insecure. That comes with age too. I feel like you can be more authentic in your late 30s and 40s versus in your 20s, you're still insecure and you're trying to assimilate.
I think what I'm saying is I think there's lots of reasons somebody's being authentic,
Yes,
be it age,
yes.
be it confidence, whatever. But I think that's what it boils down to.
Yes, I agree.
Is like authenticity.
Yes.
Because I think there are some people who were like, I didn't have any choice. That's who I was. I was a tomboy. Like it wasn't about confidence. They didn't want to necessarily present that way, but they also like just wanted to be themselves. So I think it's like choosing to be yourself.
Yes. Which is brave as fuck.
It is brave as fuck. I'm going to ask you a question you're going to hate.
I'm ready.
So I'm going to draw it out. So I think a lot of this, like, I am not obviously anti-feminist, but a lot of the performative feminism was just like, women can do it all, which is not actually feminism. It just means you get the emotional labor and the physical labor, right? But people bought into that. Like, look, a paycheck, which I get at the time. You couldn't even have a credit card by yourself, and all of a sudden you have a paycheck, mazel. But, like, no one told the men. And so it was like, oh, cool, you want to also make money? Great. Dinner's at 5, right?
Like not only are you working, bitch, but you better be home to make dinner.
Yes. So I think that I think it was good for a lot of people, but in some regards, that's what just ended up happening is this performative shit of like, I'm everything now. I'm every woman. So here's my question to you. Can you consider yourself fully like empowered and fully feminist if you do things to play into male expectations?
Yes, there has to be that level of choice. Empowerment to me is I feel in control. I feel happy about where I'm at and powerful.
Okay.
In my bubble,
Wonderful.
Right? Whatever that bubble may look like, if you feel empowered in that bubble of your life, then that's you feeling empowered.
Okay. You can choose to be like, I'm going to my 25-year high school reunion and I'm going to see so-and-so and I'm going to wear a revenge dress and the red bottoms and
I say work.
Right.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Correct.
But my question is, where is the line then?
If you didn't choose it.
Okay, but what does that look like?
If you take the choice away from the person, if they choose to do something and they feel empowered by it, they walk into something and they make that effort and that choice. So if the choice is being made for you, you're subservient and you are working in the entire like.
So you're being inauthentic.
Correct.
I guess for me, it would be then if it doesn't go the way you wanted it to go.
Correct.
How do you react? And I think that to me is the litmus test.
Do you know how to say stop? Do you know how to offer boundaries? Do you know how to course correct?
If you roll in the Louboutins and the red lipstick and boobs out, and then this guy doesn't actually look at you, does that ruin your night? Because if that ruins your night, then I don't think you're as empowered as you think you are.
Bitch, yes.
Like I think you're still drinking the Kool-Aid. That's why your lips are so red. But if you roll in and you're like, oh, his loss, then I agree with you. You chose it. You shot a shot. It didn't go as you wanted. And it's not going to fuck your life up. You're going to stay in your bubble. And I think that is the difference.
Okay.
And I think that is the part that I think a lot of this feminist shit is missing.
Well, accepting the work part, right? So if you walk into a room and you're wearing the red bottoms and the lips and everything's banging, fit check pass, and everybody else is validating you. And you walk out feeling like shit because the one person you wanted to catch eyes with did not, you are only going in for it for that one person and that for your own validation.
Right.
If you can validate yourself in the mirror in your house, the Uber driver validates you by saying, damn girl, you walk in the door and be like, shit, Lauren, everybody's giving you that validation and it just rolls off of you. You don't hear it. You're in white noise mode.
Yeah.
You walk in and that one dude is just like pass and you're like, fuck, I'm worth nothing.
That's exactly it. They have the power.
Fuck.
That's when you're empowered when when
you have the power
when
entirely and absolutely. Yes.
When you can't shake.
I agree.
I'm doing this, but like if he can't be bothered to notice, like I'm still gonna look great.
I'm still banging.
As opposed to like, well, what was that? What was that even for?
Right. Why did I do all this if he didn't know this? Fuck.
Like if you in high school or whatever would go to the party and if that one guy didn't show up, you're like, what was the point of even being here? Instead of like, I'm going to go ahead and party with my girls. And that is the part that we don't even talk about. It's a wrench in the machine of feminism. Like it is what is stopping. We can get our own credit cards now. So we don't have to do this anymore.
Well, I think we're living in it. I think we're literally walking through that transitional period. And I think that's why it's hard for Gen Xers and elder millennials, you know, looking at your 25-year-olds, your Gen Zers, and being like, fuck, y'all are so lucky.
Yeah, but I don't think everybody sees it that way. I think I think that it's past generations, and I also think it is white straight men. Guys, guess what? I don't like totally enjoy them. Is like, well, you want to be feminism? Okay, what can we do with that? Oh, you're sex positive now? Great, you better want to fuck if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
you're not demure anymore? Good, then I want it before marriage. And then but guess what? I'm not gonna marry you then.
Yeah, now you're ran through.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, what new crazy thing will these women come up with next that we can just flip on their heads?
Yeah. And then trying to drive this train of, oh, you're just a bitter woman who's been driven through all this. You have kids and you're looking for another daddy for your kids if you're a divorced mom.
Yeah, but guess what?
Oh, sorry.
The only reason that this keeps working is because we give them the power to let it.
Yeah.
Because at this point, what if we all were just like, and? What if we all just took Mama Tracy's advice and looked them up and down and just said, ew, and walked the fuck away?
What Chapel Rowan?
What if we, for just agree for a straight year, we are just going to boo if they're not doing a good job at sex? Damn. Just across the board. If you are in any kind of even remotely safe space to do that, we just all do it. It would change the goddamn world. I assure you. But for some reason, we've all signed on to be like,
oh no,
okay, sir. Yes, sir. Open this jar for me, sir. And I'm not on that fucking boat anymore. And I would love for everybody to join me.
I think there's a good portion of the youngins that are doing that.
I do. I agree with that. I guess if it wasn't working, you wouldn't have trad wives. Trad wives are a response to that. Not everybody is like, wow, good for you. People are like, oh my God, repel a man?
How? Why would you do that?
Do you also hate butterflies and baby deer? Militant lesbian?
Yes, with the nose ring and the orange hair. Come on.
I would hang out with her any day.
Any day.
Also, some in our generation are moving away from trying to follow the rules of male gaze first.
Yes.
Do you think in pop culture those women still are getting villainized?
Yeah.
Like who?
Chapel Rowan. I feel like if she doesn't care about what anybody thinks, she's just there for the music, people still think that she's too loud, she's too abrasive, because she doesn't give a shit about the male gaze.
Right. And you know what happens when we don't give a shit about the male gaze? Where's the power? There's no power. Oh my God, I need the power back.
Yes.
And then that's why she's like, yeah, I'm also going to stand up and say shit about, on my Grammy speech about having insurance.
1,000%. Or telling the paparazzi to fuck off.
Yes. And what's interesting too is it seems to be a lot more offensive to people that she says that somebody's knee deep in the passenger seat eating me out. How many rappers have had their dicks in bitches' mouths forever? I think somebody's still sucking Tupac's dick somewhere.
Whoa.
So obviously we want to talk more about pop culture. So I kind of was trying to figure out a way to define some pop culture versions of this.
Okay.
Sort of. So the Hollywood versions of these. So did a little research. I'm going to define them for you.
Okay.
So the first thing we have is the Smurfette.
Okay.
So the Smurfette's whole job is to be girl.
Yes. She is the female archetype in that entire cartoon.
Yeah, but there's not even an archetype. She just is girl.
Is girl.
Her whole job is so that there is a girl.
Okay.
Then there is the trope of born sexy yesterday. I did not invent this. So it's the idea of you were born yesterday, but you were sexy already. You can't do anything without me. You need me for everything, but you are old enough and mature enough that it's fine that I want to have sex with you. And in fact, it's you're part of the bargain.
Wow.
That is born sexy yesterday.
Born sexy yesterday.
Weird science. Born sexy yesterday.
Got it. On the outside package is great.
Yeah.
But inside you're a fucking child.
Then we have the strong female character, which sounds great. The problem with the strong female character is it's just a dude that they cast a woman and let her be straight.
Is she hot?
She's hot, but anything that would be considered Hollywood feminine is not for her. Emotions.
Can't have those.
Attachments.
Can't have that.
Feelings.
Oh, fuck.
But you're good at jujitsu.
You can beat somebody's ass and not care about it and
Yeah.
not smear your lipstick at the same time.
Yeah. So the strong female character is still one fucking dimensional. But we feel good about it because we're like, look at that. Look at him go.
Look, they like her. They really kind of respect her, and she's badass.
Right. She's a badass.
Yeah.
She's a girl boss.
She's a baddie.
She's a baddie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you if these characters are just like something real. Like,
Mhm.
are these actually fully developed women?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I think that's, at least for me when I was like going over this, was a challenge, because sometimes it's like the ones I don't particularly like their characters. I'm like, oh, they're problematic and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, but like, so are regular people.
Nope.
Oh
Oop.
shit.
Damn.
So like, it's not like I'm not out here breathing the air. Like, I don't think I just know how to like not exhale quite as loudly as you do. Oh, shit.
Correct.
And I've like cleared some of that smoke.
Yeah, well, I farted in it. So
I farted in it.
that smoke is.
So just to remind you and our players at home, I'm going to give you an example of something from pop culture, character. You're going to tell me if she's a Smurfette. So she's the token woman, no depth, just like I am girl, like I am Ken, but I am girl. Because I'm really explaining it for that night. Born sexy yesterday, she's hot, naive, and dependent on a man. Strong female character, tough, but lacks any depth, is just a man in a dress. A hot girl dress. Strong female character, tough, but lacks emotion, lacks anything like resembling femininity, unless it is what men think is hot. And then, is it just something real? Are we dealing with like a fully developed, like this is a pretty legit character? So we're looking for a Smurfette, born sexy yesterday, a strong female character, or something real. Have you seen the Fast and Furious movie?
I have. I believe there's like 15 of them.
Yes.
Joking.
And then we have Letty.
Letty Ortiz.
Okay, you've definitely seen it. So is Letty a Smurfette, a born sexy yesterday, strong female character, and something real? And don't forget, here on The Air We Breathe, we love when you say, I don't know, she could be more than one.
She could be more than one. She really could. I think she's a strong female character, but I also think she's a real deal. I think that her character, it evolves. She's a sweetheart. Dom's a sweetheart.
Okay.
And I believe Dom is Vin Diesel's character, if I'm being honest. But
how does she act? Tell me more about her evolution outside of just a romantic relationship.
I mean, she's wearing your a tank top, like your tank tops and your jeans, and she's helping with the car. She's also a street racer, hangs out with the guys, but she can, if she need to, she can throw down, like she 10 toes on business. But she's also has that romantic vibe with one of the main male roles.
Does she tell me more about her outside of cars and men? And like, if you can't find anything, that might not be your fault.
Well, no, but right. But it seems like, yes, she does portray that strong female role. That's why I say she's both.
But what is she besides that?
She still brings a little bit of a slight feminine vibe by being that's just walking right into the shit show right there, hon.
By being a what?
Well, she's a stepmom. She ends up marrying him, and she plays like that. But see, I can physically or mentally think of real women that play both sides, right? You can be the mechanic girl that wears tank tops and jeans and races cars.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Because also we're all breathing the air, right? So it's like the cycle of like, well, wait, there are women that are like that. So there's this thing that lives rent free in my brain from like 100 years ago. We used to go to Holiday Club on Irving Park and Sheridan. It's like where the Sheridan, it's
like the 60s place with all the lights all over it.
Yeah, like mid-century modern, whatever. I mean, it's
great for the hipsters.
I'm elderly, so I haven't been there in a while. But God, I hope it hasn't closed. If you know if it's closed or not, let us know. The Air We Breathe pod on pretty much any social media. We were sitting there once, and this girl walks in, long, like flowery, like skirt, sandals, tight little tank top, long, wild curls down her back, and she's carrying an old, tattered paperback. And she marches over to a booth facing the entire bar, basically. So like when you'd walk into Holiday Club, you'd have to walk past all these other tables.
Yes.
The bar is on one side. She sat right up against the wall, staring at the entrance. Anybody that walked in would see her.
Yes.
She ordered some sort of old-fashioned or something, and then opened her motherfucking paperback in the middle of Holiday Club.
Damn.
I clocked this immediately. And I was like, this is what the fuck are you doing? Like, oh, let me read my book. Like, bullshit. Like, I was literally watching her and I'm like, I don't think she's turned a page in quite some time.
That's fucking funny. Whereas I would see her and I would be like, damn, girl, like you are not even trying in your coolest shit.
Yes. So that is what a lot of my friends were saying too. Like, oh, maybe she just likes to read. And I'm like, no, because I can tell the difference. Because A, you have not turned a page in quite some time. I see you looking up and clocking the room constantly. Like, people generally look at their book when they read.
Yeah.
So like that was a prop.
Yeah. That was all performative.
That whole thing was curated.
Yeah. Down to the perfume she was wearing, probably.
Patchouli.
1,000%.
Guaranteed. But here's my question. I am willing to bet that if you like asked her, she'd be like, no, I love to read. And that could all be true, but you're very clearly trying to fucking focus group this persona out here at the holiday club tonight.
You're trying to get attention for being cool.
Yeah, like, is this, it's like you're like, before I like take this live, I'm gonna just take it to the holiday club and see like if it gets any traction.
Like a trial base. Yeah.
And then if it didn't, what happens?
You pull another trick out of your bag the next night and try that.
Think about it. Okay, so we emulate who we see, like people we know, right? And I've also read stuff about how like the brain has trouble. Like if you have a fake fight with someone in your head.
Yes. Is it a fake fight or is it a real fight? Your brain can't tell the difference.
Your brain can tell the difference. And we have parasocial relate. Like we make these people part of, I mean, we reference them the same way we reference our friends, right? So who's to say that it's not art imitating life and instead it's life imitating art? I'm not the first person to say this, but like this is the question I'm posing when it comes to these female tropes. Are these based on women, or was this the multiple choice test we're all taking?
Fuck.
And it's fucking standardized. It's like, here are your choices.
To put all that together, like you said, curate, and then take it for a test drive to get validation from the public. Like, wow, that's a lot of, to me, I'm exhausted already.
But also, like, how do they know if you're doing it right if there's not a like right way to do it?
Right. There's no standard for it.
Well, but isn't there? If it's a standardized test, this is exactly what I'm saying. You're like, no, there's no standard for it. And like, yes, but also I'm kind of saying, no, I think there is. I mean, I guarantee that there are TV moms that like me rewatching. I mean, I've spent a lot of time with my own mother, but I've also spent a shit ton of time with Lorelai Gilmore.
Yeah.
I've spent a bunch of time with my new fan favorite, Carol Brady. You know what I mean? Like, they shape me too.
Yeah. That's also curated in your head.
Right. Yeah. So is it that like, I think it's like anything else as humans, we want to like categorize, right?
Right.
We're like categorizing ourselves. Like, I need to fit into, am I a this or am I a that? Am I a Carrie, Miranda? Like, I mean, the devastation you'd feel if somebody said you weren't the character you said you were.
Oh yeah. If you have it already in your head and then you're sitting in a group of girls and she's like, well, I'm the Carrie and you're the Miranda. And you're like, whoa.
Oh my God.
In my head, bitch, I'm the Carrie and you're the Charlotte. I don't know what to tell you. This is awkward.
Okay. For for anybody who was not socialized female growing up, perhaps you don't understand the depths with which relational aggression and like girl bullying, mean girl shit would go. Absolutely. I have personally victimized people by weaponizing which character I would. I mean, if a girl said to you like, oh my God, I'm totally a Carrie, and you looked at her and you're like, I'm a Carrie, you're like more of a Miranda.
Yikes. Those are fighting words.
Fighting words. That was it. Like, that would have been
tables, bro.
Like if girls were allowed to work their shit out the same way as guys, that would result in a fucking brawl. Like a physical altercation.
Yes. It's WWE.
Yeah.
And then throwing a calm down and it's a fucking blowout.
Right.
Somebody's crashing out. There's going to be blood on the walls.
Right. And I feel like that is the thing, is like, so a guy would be like, are they crazy? Like, who cares if you're a Miranda or a Carrie?
Dudes don't care. Let's be honest. Because
the nuance is missed. Like, they don't want to be bothered to think through like what that's really saying. Because what it's really saying, if I'm like, if you think you're a fucking manic pixie dream girl like Carrie Bradshaw, and somebody tells you you're the like kind of nerdy, lost in love, like
bi-curious.
She wasn't even bi-curious then. So it was just like,
yeah, she was confused.
No, that never even. She was very straight in the first iteration. Miranda was straight. Miranda, she was with Steve.
No, I know who we're talking about.
The actress came out first before the character came out. and the actress wasn't.
They were not synonymous.
And like Miranda was not gay until she was gay. Like it wasn't
Got
like
it.
I mean, there might have been like jokes about it and stuff like that, but it wasn't one of those things where you're like,
Like there was no question coming up in her character. It was obviously stated that she was a straight
at the time it was like
woman.
cool to me that I was like, look at her, like she doesn't give a fuck. She's gonna have short hair. Like it would not have offended me to be called a Miranda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It would be more offensive to me, I think, to be called a Charlotte.
Of course it would.
Like, to be honest, I think Samantha. The optics were nice.
You wanted to be a Samantha. I mean, you were a Samantha.
Oh, Samantha all day. Her whole character.
Well, they're polar opposites. That's why.
Well, right, and I think that
plus somebody you grew up in the same household with is an absolute Charlotte.
1,000%.
So, like
dandelion jelly and all. Aren't there so many different levels of groups that women try to put themselves in roles? Like you have Sex and the City, you have the Golden Girls, you have Gossip Girl, you have all these groups of 3 or 4 girls or women. You're in your group of friends and you have to fall into a category. You have to label yourself.
Yeah.
You can't just be a combination of all of them unless it's authentic. So if old girl at the holiday club strolled in like Lily Bloom,
Got it. Okay.
What makes it authentic and what makes it performative, right? So if she sat with her back to the group and was reading a book so nobody saw, or front to the group, don't care where I sit, reading the book and actually absorbing myself into the book.
The difference for me 110% was whether or not she read the book. Did I have trouble believing that you would go to the holiday club to read a book? Yes. So she was already at a deficit with me because I'm like, okay, but like, and I guess that's the thing is like, are you quirky for you or are you quirky for everyone else? Like, are they your quirks or did you decide you're quirky?
And where's the motivation? Everybody needs a motivator, right?
Yes. So like if you're really just like, I'm meeting a friend here in an hour and I don't give a fuck, I can read anywhere. So I'm going to bring this book because I don't want people to talk to me.
Mm-hmm. And this is back before phones too. So she was
it was back before phones.
No, smartphones. Like she's not checking Twitter, bitch. How long ago was this?
I don't know.
She might have had MySpace.
She might have had MySpace. I see what you're saying though. Yeah.
Thank you.
Like, if she had sat down and just read that book, I'd have been like, my mind would have gone to like, damn, how is she concentrating on that book?
Right.
And then I probably would have gotten curious about like, did you really just choose to come here to book? Is somebody meeting you? Like, what is the deal with your book? But I would have just been curious because I'm nosy as fuck.
Yes. I mean, I definitely would have clocked that too and been like, wow, what book is she reading? Is it smut? Man, she's not even reading that book. What is she drinking? She has not smudged her lipstick, not once. That girl's too perfect. What's wrong with her? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're thinking in your internal monologue, it just went there. But I'm like, but also part of me wants to kind of, go by the bro code, by the girl code.
What is the girl code?
Even if she did dress up and bring that book in and walked through, it's still kind of, I mean, like, she's still cool, but she's doing it for the wrong reasons. Do you know what I mean? Like if she's doing it for attention by the public.
It's not even like, I mean, I think more and more, I shouldn't say it's not even like, because then I was definitely judging her like, oh my God, you're so performative. Like you're being a pick me.
Yes.
Like, and your choice of who you wanted to pick you.
You're baiting yourself to be a pick me. Yeah.
Well, and you're like also, like showing your feathers. Like here's
peacocking.
Yeah. Which by the fucking way, I could do a whole episode on the fact that all other mammals, it's the guy that has to be like hot and impressive looking. And the girls, like, have you seen girl ducks compared to boy ducks?
Oh, mallards versus, it's a fucking joke. They're gorgeous. Cardinals.
Yeah. I want to look like a bedraggled lady cardinal.
Mm-hmm.
How did women get the fucking short end of this stick too?
Yeah.
Why
are we making up for lost times by trying to be...
Lost times?
Yeah.
No. I think the early man... like saw all the animals and was like, "Oh my work." That's my Neanderthal impression. Like, look at all these hieroglyphics of these fancy lads and their ugly wives. I don't like it. You know what we're going to tell the women? I only want to ooga your booga if you have beautiful bone necklaces, the finest of hides on your finest of hide.
Put that charcoal under your eye just like so. Makes your eyes look prettier.
There you go. And it was like, and then now us idiots and our nair and our Spanx and whatever. Mm-hmm. And we're like, oh, a dad bod. No, that was supposed to be us, ladies. It was supposed to be mom bod summer.
Mm-hmm.
And
We need the men to parade a little bit so we can catcall.
those
please.
are a fine pair of kitty lickers you have on your face. You know what I mean? Where's that? That is what I think. That is why everything seems so upside down, because it is. Because that
natural order of things.
The natural order of things was a matriarchy, and we done fucked it up. And we could just flip it back up, and it starts with us today. We're gonna start booing during sex.
Let's flip the script. Let's go.
What else do we need to do? We're not gonna brake for white men if they try to walk in front of our car. We are not going to be the one to jump out of the way. We are going to let them walk full ass into us because they're going to assume we're getting out of the way, but we're not. I actually have been doing this for a while. You take some hits. But it's worth it because the look on their face when...
Now, I'm really thinking about this. How would we start that? The flipping the scriptage. Huh. What could women do?
Here's the thing. Some of these things, like we don't know where we start and like these tropes stop sometimes.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's hard to even be like, you know what? We're all gonna wear like baggy jeans and like baggy t-shirts. And Billie Eilish is like, what the fuck?
What?
That's just like a thing I do. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because that's the younger generation actually doing it.
Well, but it's also like then we're still deciding. We're still saying like you don't get to pick what you wear.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're still censoring.
Right.
Yeah. Where true feminism is like, if you want to wear have your tits out and wear heels,
yeah,
bless. If you want to wear the cargo pants and the freaking Birkenstocks, do it.
And true feminism is not only that you have both of those choices, but that every woman around you is fucking fine with both of those choices.
Correct.
Because it's like she can do what she wants, but like, ew.
Yeah, the public shaming needs to stop.
Yeah. Like you have to be feminist for everybody, not just yourself.
Yeah.
And not just white women.
Yeah.
That's a whole other topic, but I'm going to say it one more time. You have to be if you're a feminist for all women, not just white women. You're a feminist for women with disabilities. You're a feminist for female refugees. You're a feminist for lesbians. That's it. Otherwise, just like, you're not. So I'm going to give you another one. Okay. I always think these are softballs, but then you always like figure out the nuance. Okay.
Get bigger and deeper in there.
Remember the fifth element?
Bing, bing.
Leeloo. I am the fifth element. Is it supreme or superior?
Supreme being.
I am the fifth element, supreme being.
Yes.
I think I always said it's superior being. I'm not saying I'm right.
No, you're not right. It's okay.
You feel very
You're
confident.
so pretty.
Okay. No, I'm telling you, it's like how I it's Mandela effect.
Yeah, my mother watched that movie so many times.
I believe you. I just need to.
I've seen that movie so many times.
Okay, so
Corbin Dallas. I'm echolalian. Lalian.
You're an echo alien.
That was Leeloo.
Oh shit! You did that.
I did that.
Welcome back, Lauren.
Thank you.
Okay, so Leeloo, fifth element, supreme being. Is she a Smurfette? Is she born sexy yesterday? Is she a strong female character? Or is she like something real?
I feel like she's born sexy yesterday.
Okay.
Because it literally, boom, born.
Wait, so for those of us who didn't have a parent who showed this to them, like Clockwork Orange style with your like eyeballs pried open, what can you give us like the rundown of what the fifth element is about?
She is the master weapon against
so this is a movie.
It's a movie. It's a futuristic movie with these 4 stones put together, and she is basically part of the said formula, I would say, as a master weapon against the destruction of the earth.
Okay. And then how does she's not from the earth?
No, she's actually it's hard to explain to go down that rabbit hole, but she's
right. But I can cut stuff out. I can't add stuff.
She's literally like printed from a portion of an artifact made and woken up by these scientists in this future.
So she's not even, she's an actual creation of men. Like she's not even, doesn't even have like a mother.
Correct.
She's just
she's part of a weapon that was printed in
so it's the oh my god, I almost said German. Is she German in real life, that actress? Is that Lola Run girl? Is that the same girl?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe. Whatever.
Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
No, she is not Lola Run. Okay. So basically Mila Jovovich was who was the actress that played Leeloo, was if like Weird Science wasn't funny and Bruce Willis was there.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yes, but oh, this is gonna sound bad. Not as cool as Lisa, but
Why was she not as cool as Lisa?
I think Lisa came to as Born Sexy Yesterday, but she came...
Lisa is the weird science. She's the titular character of Weird Science. She is the weird science.
Yes, and she had them lips.
Yeah.
But I would say that she, yes, Born Sexy Yesterday, but she had a pop culture brain. She had everything was already pre-programmed.
Yeah, but everything was pre-programmed.
Pre-programmed. Leeloo,
got
she was like a newborn baby in her brain. So remember when they sat her down in front of the computer and she had to watch the past of the future wars and stuff like that? She's crying, and she had to find, because she got really depressed after that, and she had to find a reason to save the earth, because why should I be a weapon to save the earth if I don't want to save it, if it's so many bad things happen here?
Wait, but also that kind of is dimensional. Like, that's more human emotion.
Correct. So that's what I'm saying. She was really in the idea. She was a baby born, sexy yesterday, really. Yeah. And by the end of the movie, she does form into a whole person, a whole human. But she also, at the end of the day, she has a love interest, Bruce Willis. Mm-hmm. The last scene is them getting healed in the little tube with the scientists, and they had to close the tube because they were, getting it in.
Got it.
Juicing. Oh, God, I didn't realize how much of that movie I dug in for that,
because you knew what you're talking about.
I know.
So it's like okay. So let's do this. Strikes against exactly is Born Sexy Yesterday,
1000%.
But they're admitting it. They're not. It's not like a pretend thing. It's like part of the
part of the character.
Part of the character.
Yes.
Yeah. No shit. We invented it.
Yeah.
Did you ask TLC if they were crazy, sexy, and cool? No, you just knew they were.
You knew they were.
No one was trying to hide it.
And they didn't want scrubs.
No, unless they were creeping with them.
Correct.
Okay, Pigeon. So, so she was born sexy yesterday, but then she also showed some dimension.
Yes.
And so some emotion. So then we got a little bit of something real. But then they thought, oh no, too real, let her fuck. And then they reminded us
that she's here for the male gaze.
Yeah, forget it. That she's here for the male gaze.
Yep. Don't forget, she's got tits.
She's no longer born yesterday, but guess what she still is?
Sexy as a motherfucker.
Sexy. Damn. Sorry, Leeloo. We tried.
We tried.
You tried. Good acting.
But she did save the world.
But technically, didn't the makers of her save the world?
They made her into her, and then
like if I shoot a missile into the moon and save us from witches, is the moon the hero? The rocket the hero? Or am I the hero? Or is the man who built it? You want to know who the answer is?
I don't know.
None. The Lord.
Damn. Yikes.
Hermione Granger.
Smurf.
A Smurf?
Smurfette.
Show your work, bitch.
It just popped out of my mouth, really.
That's what she said.
I know.
Okay, but you said, so are you going to double down on the fact that you just called her? You just called Hermione Granger a Smurfette.
Well, because in the beginning, she...
Define Smurfette for me real fast.
The girl.
Full stop, that's it.
Full stop, the girl.
Okay, so she was just...
Messy hair. Just, I'm here, I'm the girl.
Okay. Did you read the books and see the movies?
Yes.
Are you thinking more in the...
Do I think that she was the girl, the Smurfette, throughout the whole thing?
No. I'm just asking I guess what I'm asking is, do you feel like that in both the book and the movie? Or do you feel like that more in the movie?
More in the movie.
Okay.
I think they portrayed her more as Smurfette in the movie.
So
because they had to hyper focus on Ron and Harry.
So we're not gonna even touch the book from She Who Must Not Be Named.
Fuck that bitch.
But I can love the art, not the artist.
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking about the movie. So we're blaming Chris Columbus for any of this. That's the director of that. Okay. So in the beginning, you feel like in the movie she was kind of portrayed as a Smurfette.
Mm-hmm. I think that the depth.
Yeah.
That her character held was shown more mid to end of the first movie, and then continuously built up to the rest of it. Do I think at the last movie, who was Hermione in the last movie? I think she was more around a whole person. I think she was definitely that whole human being. But it just, if I'm going to take a deep cut, I'm like, but that's kind of what, developmental periods, when you go through being, I'm just girl, messy hair girl.
Oh, so you're saying...
And then, through the movies, she,
Well, okay. So So you're saying, like, is it a failing of her portrayal that she's a Smurf, or is it this just like developmentally appropriate?
Developmentally appropriate.
So wait, but let me ask you a question. Do Harry and Ron have dimension? They have depth? Like, can you point to depth?
They have history. Like, I think Harry has dimension and depth because the whole character had an abusive childhood.
So we get his trauma.
Correct.
And we get Ron's family. Ron has history because he's a wizard.
And he's Pole.
Right, but that's a dimension, absolutely. I know, but like Hermione's parents are dentists, so like I know that.
But they're muggles.
Right, so they're inconsequential, which you're absolutely right, gives her less depth.
Depth, yeah. She's girl.
So I agree with that.
And not respected by the wizarding world.
Then I don't think it's developmental.
Say more.
Because you couldn't give her a family? You had to, like, and I think this is like, there's so much more you can do to explain and like give depth in a book, right? But like in a movie, you'd have to actually think about what would be in a girl's head to portray her.
And they didn't take the time to do that until the middle or end of the whole series.
Yeah.
Where she became more of a pivotal character. She had to prove herself. She had to ante up. She had to bring value. You know, she was value added in the end of the first, beginning and middle of the second. They said, okay, we'll take the time now to explain who you are and why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
And developing into more of a focal point her character held more space.
It just hurts me because I'm like, damn, like I didn't even clock this. We didn't even notice this stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, let's look at the good stuff. Let's not always be,
Yeah.
She was smarter than both of them.
She was smarter than. You know what I liked? I liked that she didn't help them with their homework. She helped them with the actual issues, but she wouldn't let them always copy her shit.
Oh,
and
no,
stuff.
No. She taught them.
Yeah, like it wasn't about the male gaze for her.
It was about morality.
Yeah. And being right and solving problems. She was like, I have value to add. You need to let me add this value. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to show you I have value added so you can include me. You know what I mean?
I'm going to challenge you.
You don't? Okay.
If it was just about her being smart on her own, then she wouldn't been attracted to their little twosome and trying to put herself into their little. She was curious about
Harry Potter.
Of course.
Yeah, but not so she could date him. She was like, Harry Potter, you seem interesting. And then she was like, Harry Potter, you seem to be getting in a lot of nonsense. Harry Potter, you fucking need my help.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
You're just as lost as I am, motherfucker.
She was like mother hen for sure. Like definitely fell into that.
Literally took the fucking words out. I was like, she was a mother hen for real.
Yes. But she wasn't like she wasn't I guess she was she was a pick me
for Harry and Ron.
Yeah, but I feel like she was more
and all of her professors.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like she was like teacher's pet pick me, not the patriarchy has got me down pick me.
Oh God, no. She wanted to show everyone her brain.
But that in and of itself, for somebody like me who grew up very much the message was like, don't be hard to argue with. Don't be too smart.
Yep.
Like, don't use such big vocabulary words. That felt important to me.
And I think that's a good message.
For sure.
That's a good message that Hermione was bringing was, she was smart. It didn't matter what she looked like. She was included and she did bring, value added, and she did force herself into a scary world because she was a muggle, dude.
Yeah.
She came into that class and she was like, oh my God, you're all wizards. Look at this. Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah.
And it became where it's like, I can still hang with you guys because even though I'm a muggle, I'm still bringing the heat.
Right. And it's like valid that it hurt her feelings when Ron like made fun of her. Like that's human. That's like a full person, right? She wasn't just like, oh, silly Ron, I'm so smart. Like ultimately, I think she was real the whole time, but like
they didn't develop her character.
They didn't let us see it.
Correct.
Like we're filling in those blanks retroactively. Hermione was real despite all your efforts to make her a trope.
Columbus.
Just try.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. So here's how we're gonna end this.
Aww.
Because it is our second installment after our first episode of Men, Providers, or Projects, I ask you, Lauren, is this character Smurfette, born sexy yesterday, strong female character, or something real, Bella Swan from Twilight?
Damn you. Damn, I want to lean in hard into the strong female character. I want to say that yes.
Oh my God. What about her is a strong female character. Which part? Cite your sources. How is she? Because she survives literally having a baby eat the way out of her body. Is that what you're going to say? She couldn't survive that without him
Being
turning her into a vampire.
Well, I mean, but they thought it's too late, and she survived.
Oh
no, I'm reaching. I'm grasping at straws right now.
Right, but like, I want you to tell me really why you thought she was.
Because there was a scene where they were going to kill Edward, the Volturi, and this is as it comes out of my mouth. It's bad. It literally.
Where she offered for them to kill her instead.
Take me instead, as she became martyr. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be, she conquered her fears of heights when she became a spider monkey, maybe. I'm reaching. It's so reaching hard.
So you would like to indeed retract.
I do indeed want to retract.
I would like you to take this and have your therapist listen to it, because it feels very much like this game has become some sort of Rorschach test.
Jesus Christ.
And the fact that you saw Bella with muscles and some sort of medal of honor. Would you like to try again?
Yes, I would love to try again.
So Bella Swan.
I
can't wait to see how this turns out.
I know. Me too. Me too. Okay. You know what? I'm going to flip the script.
Yeah.
You first.
Okay.
Bella Swan.
All right. I hate her.
No.
I
clutching my pearls.
I didn't. I would say she is part born sexy yesterday.
Really? Okay.
Both figuratively in the beginning. She walks about as well as a newborn giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
She needs help staying alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can't even walk without getting hit by a car.
She's tripping and fainting. She can't even see blood without hitting the deck.
Right. So he's like, how has she even made it this long without me? Oh, she probably was born. And to him, she basically was born yesterday.
Yeah. He's 108 something and she's 17.
So she's like,
she is baby.
The optics of some vampire shit, now that I'm thinking about it, is a little weird. So she is baby. To him, she's like a newborn. Well, all humans are these like fragile little things.
And shit, she becomes a newborn at the end of the 4th movie.
Thank you. Yes. So, and by the end of it, she's actually a newborn. Because, she got too old.
Bitch, yes. Thank you.
So they were like, let's make her a baby. She's aging out. Ew.
But she's so pretty.
But you know how she'd be prettier? If she was a vampire.
If she was a vampire. Her hair would look dope.
Skin
perfect.
Listen,
eat some more wild animals so your eyes can be a beautiful honey colored gold.
I literally watched those movies, read those books, and I will admit with my whole chest, I saw no downside to being a vampire. I was like, suck it the fuck up.
Yes.
Like, I was like, quit your bitching, Edward.
You're speaking my language.
And like, some of them I don't like I don't like Interview with a Vampire didn't seem great. And like there were some real downsides.
A lot of downsides.
Turning into ash seemed not fun.
No fun.
Feeding off rats, not great. But like chasing a beautiful deer in the forest and then
while
having
sparkling
just like
in the rays of sunlight.
Sparkling in the sunlight.
Your granite skin.
Like,
sorry.
I'm so sorry. If I become a vampire, I will have to use the same amount of SPF I already have to use. Ugh. Terrible. How my life will change. Bitch, please.
Just stop. You
I don't have to buy bronzer anymore.
You just jump over a little babbling brook to this beautiful picturesque cabins where you could just bang your husband like for hours.
You always find a way to talk about.
I do.
Also, as an aside, listener poll. Made up listener poll I'm making up right now on the spot. Please let us know in the comments of whatever social media platform I have remembered to post this to. Will you give me a deer emoji if you two have walked on a moving sidewalk at a rapid pace and been like, I'm a Cullen? Because I do it every time I go to O'Hare Airport. Every time.
You adjust your backpack and say, hold on tight, spider monkey.
No, man, I'm free as a bird when I'm on those moving sidewalks. No, there's no really, I'm untethered.
There's no strings on you, bitch.
There ain't no strings on me. I am in sync. I am Pinocchio. I am a Cullen. Okay, so if you have ever done that on a moving sidewalk, drop a deer emoji. If you have never enjoyed that experience, put a sad face because you deserve it.
You deserve it.
Enjoy.
Be a Cullen today.